Off-the-shelf AI tools and custom AI workflows. In today's world of AI workflows and marketing automation, you're facing a crucial question. Should we rely on off-the-shelf AI tools, or do we build our own custom workflows? With this video, we'll go through that classic founder dilemma. Chase the promise of cheap, rapid results, or invest in custom marketing systems, which usually take more effort but offer tailored alignment. In less than 15 minutes, we'll explore why generic AI solutions often fall short, especially in terms of personalization and audience fit, and how you can design custom AI workflows that supercharge your growth. By the end, you'll see that AI is leverage, not magic, and you'll be challenged to reflect on whether you're building systems that adapt or chasing shiny tools. The lure and limitation of off-the-shelf AI tools. Let's start with the shiny objects. Off-the-shelf AI tools. These plug-and-play platforms promise to handle everything, from content creation, customer emails, analytics, all right out of the box. For a busy startup founder, they sound like a dream. Why build anything yourself when a generic tool has everything figured out? Well, the lure is real. Off-the-shelf tours offer speed and convenience. You can sign up today and have an AI write your social media posts or email your leads by tomorrow. One major benefit is immediate deployment. You can start reaping results instantly. And you know how we love execution. Early on, this quick time to value is tempting when you're strapped for time and need to show traction. But here's the flip side. The limitations will hit you just as fast. As one analyst put it, off-the-shelf generic AI solutions are built for the masses, not for your unique business needs. This means you often have to adapt your workflows to the tool instead of the tool adapting to you. And that rigidity will stifle innovation and cap your growth. One of the biggest issues in marketing is the lack of personalization with generic tools. If every startup is using the same AI to write blog posts or ad copy, it all sounds like everyone else, right? The content's generic. It doesn't speak to specific pain points or the language of our audiences. So as a result, customers start to tune it out. 71% of consumers expect personalized interaction, and 76% get frustrated when they don't get them. So imagine their reaction when they receive yet another cookie cutter email, obviously generated by a template. As a marketing expert warns, failing to personalize your messaging reduces engagement, and it makes your brand feel disconnected from you and your audience. Another limitation of off-the-shelf AI tools is real audience alignment. These tools weren't built with your particular customers in mind. They operate on generic data or assumptions. For example, a one-size-fits-all AI writing tool might not know the slang and nuances that resonates with developers or the tone that really appeals to your eco-conscious customers. The result? Your marketing misses the mark. Generic AI won't capture the soul of your brand or the subtlety of your audience's journey. Finally, consider integration and adaptability. Off-the-shelf platforms often don't play nice with others. You might use one AI tool for emails and another one for a CRM, and they won't talk to each other. Many of the off-the-shelf solutions are designed to work in their own ecosystem, which leads to integration challenges when you try to fit them into your existing stack. So now we're spending hours hacking together a workaround and negating that quick setup benefit. Plus, we're stuck waiting for the vendor's roadmap for new features. If they don't prioritize the feature you need, well, that's too bad. You're at the mercy of someone else's strategy. In short, you've now given up control of your business. Let's be clear. Off-the-shelf AI tools can jumpstart your marketing, but they come with serious trade-offs. They lack personalization, often producing a generic output that fails to engage. Remember, AI without your insight is just automation. It's not connection and alignment. They lack true alignment with your unique audience and brand, and they can box you into their way of doing things. Early traction is nice, but what happens when every competitor has that same AI-generated AI approach? Our message drowns now in the sea of sameness. Why custom AI workflows matter for marketing. So if generic tools fall short, well, what's the alternative? It's building custom AI workflows, crafting a system tailored to your audience and your processes. When I say build your own, I don't mean you need to hire a dozen PhD researchers and develop your own neural network from scratch. Building custom workflows is really about orchestration, combining existing AI services and automation tools in a unique way that serves your strategy. Think of it like Lego blocks. The blocks are AIs, APIs, software tools, all available off the shelf. But how you assemble them is the custom journey. So why go custom? Because that's how you get personalization at scale and true audience journey alignment. A custom workflow can ensure every interaction with your audience is contextual, relevant, and on brand. Instead of generic content, you produce tailored content and experiences for different segments of users. Consider this example. Coca-Cola builds a custom AI-driven content platform that analyzes consumer interactions and serves up hyper-personalized ads rather than relying on generic advertising tools and platforms. The result? Engagement rates have increased by over 20%. That's the power of a solution aligned to your specific audience, something an off-the-shelf product just really won't deliver. When you design the workflow around your audience journeys, now you're responding to their behaviors and needs in a way that no out-of-the-box tool can. Custom workflows also give you flexibility and control. You choose which AI to use for which task and how data flows between the steps. If one component isn't working, you can swap it out. You're not locked into a single vendor's all-in-one system. Over time, as your strategy evolves or your business scales, you can tweak the workflow. It's your system. In other words, you're building a marketing system that adapts with you instead of a rigid tool that you might outgrow. Moreover, custom AI workflows leverage AI as a tool, not as a crutch. You use the AI where it makes you stronger, but you're not handing over the keys completely. This approach acknowledges a key truth. AI is leverage and not magic. The tech by itself isn't going to save bad strategy or creating instant engagement from thin air. But if you have good strategy, AI can amplify your effort. AI isn't about replacing human creativity, it's about amplifying it. With a custom approach, you maintain human guidance and creativity while letting AI handle the heavy lifting at scale. Now, before we dive into how to build these workflows, it's worth addressing a common fear. Isn't building custom workflows slow and expensive? It can be if you're trying to reinvent the wheel, but thanks to modern tools, it's never been easier or cheaper to tailor an AI-powered system to your needs. There are no-code and low-code platforms, plenty of AI APIs, and open-source frameworks that even small businesses can use. Many startups start by stitching together existing services. For example, using an AI API like OpenAI's GPT for content, plus a tool like Zapier for automation. Now add your own database. That's a custom AI workflow. This hybrid approach gives you the best of both worlds. You're not building everything from scratch, but you're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all solution either. Here's our framework for designing custom AI workflows. Remember, if you're finding this useful, I post videos like this every week to help you and your team level up at scale. So hit that subscribe button to stick around. How do you actually design a custom workflow that boosts your marketing? Let's break it down into a simple framework that anyone can apply. Our framework centers on audience journey mapping, documentation, and strategic AI use. In short, plan first, then automate with purpose. First, map your audience journey. Start with a clear picture of what your customer journey is. How does a stranger become a lead, a customer, and eventually a repeat buyer or an advocate for your brand? Map out the key stages and touch points, from the first ad click or blog visit to signing up for a trial, onboarding, sales calls, and renewal. This is crucial because your workflow should be built around the audience's need at every step. For example, the information a user needs right after sign up differs from what they need after being a customer for 3 months. By mapping the journey, you identify these critical moments to engage or support the user, creating greater alignment. Then we document every interaction and process. Once you have the journey staged, document what currently happens or what you want to happen at every touch point. How do you currently follow up with a new lead? What do you do when a user fails to book an appointment on your calendar page or when a subscriber hits their 1-month anniversary? Write it down. This becomes a blueprint for your workflow. Documentation might feel tedious, but it forces you to clarify your process. Many founders skip this and then wonder why automation doesn't work. It's often because the underlying process wasn't clear to begin with. By documenting user interactions and your internal steps, you create a playbook that an AI or automation can follow. Plus, documentation helps you spot gaps or inefficiencies that you can then improve. Essentially, getting your strategy and content plan on paper before you involve the AI. Then we identify AI opportunities, where we use AI for data, enrichment, and automation. Now look at your documented journey and ask, where can AI add value? Not every step should be automated or AI driven, nor can it be. Identify the heavy list tasks or the data bottlenecks. Common opportunities include data analysis, enrichment, content generation, and personalization at scale. For instance, if you have a step where your research leads on LinkedIn to personalized outreach, that's a candidate for AI enrichment. Maybe an AI service can publicly pull available data about the lead, like company size, industry, or recent news, and then compile it for you. If you gather user feedback, an AI could analyze sentiment or categorize responses. If you need to send follow-up emails, an AI could draft a first version tailored to that user's behavior. The key is strategic AI use. Use AI where it can do things faster or better than a human, but under your guidance. At this stage, mark on the user journey where AI or automation will play a role. For example, label specific touchpoints with AI generates X or automation sends you to Y. One powerful use is AI enrichment, using AI to enhance all your data about the customer. For example, use an AI tool to scan a customer's past interactions and summarize their preferences so that your sales email can be ultra personalized. Another example is using AI to score or segment leads based on their common behavior, giving insight into who's hot and who's not. These enhancements make your workflow far more intelligent. Then choose tools and start to build your workflow. Now you know where you want to automate and where AI fits. It's time to start to choose the tools and the platforms to begin to implement it. The good news is you don't have to build from scratch. Today, there's a rich ecosystem of automation and workflow tools that you can use to assemble. You have Zapier and Make.com to connect different apps and automate actions. These platforms let you create if this, then that style automation across thousands of apps without code. Zapier supports over 7,000 app integrations, allowing even non-developers to build tailored workflows in just minutes. For example, one common Zapier setup is when a new lead fills in a website form, their information is sent to the CRM. Then an AI content API drafts a welcome email, which is then queued in your email marketing tool, all automatically. Zapier and Make are your workflow's glue. Next, consider your marketing and CRM tools. Systems like HubSpot are great for early stage because they combine CRM, email automation, and tracking all in one. You can design workflows in HubSpot that send emails or assign tasks when the triggers occurs, like a lead viewing your pricing page. For data enrichment and research, tools like Clay are a game changer. Clay's a platform that combines 50 plus data sources with AI to enrich your contents and leads effectively and to your needs. Clay will pull in social profiles, job titles, and news mentions, all the signals that will help you personalize your outreach. Instead of your team manually Googling every lead, Clay can automatically gather that info so you can focus on crafting the message and driving that outreach. For outreach tools and communication, use a specialized tool like Instantly AI or SmartLead. SmartLead is a platform for cold email and sales outreach that helps you scale personalized email campaigns. It offers features like an AI writing assistant for emails, automated follow-ups, and managing multiple email accounts for sending. It enables personalization at scale in email, using AI to customize each message and then send them in volume, managing deliverability. By including such tools in your workflow, you cover execution, getting those AI-generated insights or content delivered directly to the user. Many other tools depend on your channels. For instance, chatbots for your site or AI social media schedulers. But the pattern is to pick tools that excel at each function and then link them together. Most modern tools have integrations or APIs, so your custom workflow might be a series of just complete integrations. It goes from your website, through your CRM, then in an AI service, through an email sender, etc., etc. Diagram it out like a flowchart. Build it step by step. You don't have to automate everything at once. Maybe start with one workflow and expand from there. Now we layer in human personalization and oversight. This step is critical. Never let the workflow run on autopilot without human touch. AI is powerful, but it still requires human oversight to truly resonate. At key points in the workflow, layer in a human check or personalization. For example, if an AI drafts an email to a big prospect, have a team member review it and add a personal line before it goes out. If your AI segmentation tool flags the user as a VIP, maybe that triggers a task for each founder to reach out personally with a phone call. By keeping humans in the loop, you ensure that the nuance and empathy aren't lost. It can be as simple as periodically reviewing the AI output. Are the marketing emails on brand? Is the chatbot getting helpful answers, or do you need to tweak it? Then set up feedback loops. The team should regularly evaluate the metrics from the AI-driven campaigns and adjust strategy. Remember, AI is going to amplify your direction, so you need to give it good direction. Human insight is what provides that compass. Assuming AI can just run itself is a big mistake. It's not a silver bullet that's going to replace human judgment. So treat AI as your assistant, not your strategist. Use it to scale your personalized touches, not to replace personalization entirely. The combination of machine efficiency and human authenticity is marketing gold. Building versus buying. Let's address the elephant in the room. Building a custom workflow takes effort. Is it worth it compared to just buying a one-and-done solution? How do you balance the trade-offs in speed, flexibility, and alignment? Speed. If you need a solution now, say your team is drowning in manual tasks or you have to launch a campaign next week, off the shelf is going to be a lifesaver. You'll get instant capability with minimal setup. For example, plug in an AI chatbot on your site that will start handling FAQs within the hour, whereas building one with a custom knowledge center might take days or weeks. As noted earlier, off-the-shelf solutions shine in quick deployment and immediate results. The speed can help you hit milestones or fill a gap early on. However, that quick fix might not hold up over time. Many companies find that the benefits plateau as their needs evolve. You might implement generic email automation and see an initial bump in efficiency, but 6 months later you're constrained by its limited features or generic approach. Then there's flexibility. Custom workflows are more work up front, but fully tailored to you. This means that they can adapt and scale as you grow. You can tweak processes, add new data sources, or target new segments without being limited by a vendor's option. Off-the-shelf tools, in contrast, have limited customization. You might only get to change certain templates or rules. If your process is unconventional, you're totally out of luck. A rule of thumb some founders use is, if a process is core to your business's differentiation, strongly consider building it in-house or via custom workflow. If it's a common process that isn't a competitive differentiator, using an existing tool is fine. For example, if your competitive edge is how you personalize onboarding, don't settle settle for the same generic onboarding chatbot everyone uses. Instead, invest in customizing that part of the experience. Alignment, quality, and personalization. This is where your customization really shines. Because you crafted the system, it'll be aligned with your audience's journey and your branding. You infuse your own voice and rules. The quality of interactions are going to be much higher. Off-the-shelf tools might claim to use AI to personalize, but remember, it's the same AI knowledge center all your competitors have. True personalization at scale often requires integrating your proprietary data, something custom workflows excel at. Also, a custom approach can be a competitive advantage. You might discover insights about your users through AI analysis in your workflow that others don't have because you set them up in a unique way. Now, it's time for a reality check. Resources and expertise. Building and maintaining custom workflows isn't free. You need people who can set them up, maybe a scrappy growth hacker, developer, or yourself learning this tool. There might be a learning curve for your team. And then there's maintenance. When something breaks in the chain or an API changes, you've got to be the one to fix it. Off-the-shelf tools usually handle maintenance and updates for you. Though as we noted, you would then have to rely on their schedule for improvements. So a practical approach for many startups is a blend. Use the off-the-shelf to get started, validate what you need, then gradually replace or augment with custom elements as you understand your needs better. For instance, starting with a generic email automation tool to get going, but then as you learn what the messaging works and what data you know you have to have, you evolve it into a more custom solution using your own data. I'll share a real-life scenario that illustrates build versus buy perfect. A B2B founder that I knew wanted to send follow-up emails to trial users to improve conversion post-demo. Option 1 was use the generic AI email tool that sends preset sequences, really quick to start. Option 2 is build a custom workflow. When the user signs up, AI pulled their usage data after 1 week, fed it to an AI to draft a custom email highlighting the features they hadn't tried, and then add a human tweak in it and send out the email versus an email API. The founder tried the off-the-shelf tool first. Emails were going out within a day, but they were generic. Hey, just checking in emails, and it wasn't giving insight into the user's behavior. Open rates were up okay, but replies were minimal. It wasn't moving the needle. After a month, he ended up switching and building the custom workflow. It took some initial effort to connect the product database to the email system and program the AI prompt, but the emails that went out were highly specific. Hi John, I noticed you uploaded 3 files, but you hadn't used the collaboration feature yet. Here's a quick tip on how to use that. The result was a higher response rate and more conversion because the content was relevant to that user. The trade-off was option 1 gave the speed but low alignment. Option 2 took more time and resources, but to develop better quality and adaptability. Crucially, custom workflows can be improved continuously. There are years to refine. In the example above, the founder could further tweak the AI prompt and add a rule to skip emailing users who've already converted, something a generic tool isn't flexible enough to do. Over time, the custom approach compounds in value. Yes, it's an investment, but one that will pay itself back with interest as the business scales. So we build systems that adapt and we don't chase shiny tools. As you consider your approach, remember this mantra. AI is leverage, not magic. Off-the-shelf AI tools can be a quick lever to pull, but without a strategy, they're not going to perform miracles. Your strategy should dictate the technology, not the other way around. If you simply chase the latest AI shiny tool of the week, you'll have a Frankenstack of mismatched tools and a very fragmented customer experience that you don't own. Instead, focus on the fundamentals, your custom journey, messaging, and data, and then use AI to amplify that. Building custom workflows might sound complex, but it can start small and grow with you. Even a basic workflow you tweak will put you miles ahead of a generic blast that everyone's seen before. The process forces you to clarify your thinking and align your marketing with audience needs. And alignment's everything. In a world where consumers demand personalization and authenticity, companies that build systems that adapt their audiences will win over time versus ones that plug into whatever tool is trend. So let me leave you today with a challenge. Ask yourself honestly, are you building systems that adapt to your users, or are you just chasing shiny tools? Early stage you're not. Now you have the opportunity to set the foundation. Build for flexibility and learning. Your future self and those customers will thank you. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this useful, as always, please hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comments how you looked at your current process and identified one place where a custom AI workflow can make a difference. Start small, test it, and experience the power of aligning AI with your audience. Your journey to smarter automation growth starts there. Good luck, everyone, and happy building.